were out there, what were some of the challenges? I mean, was it so cold that, you know, it's hard to think?
You were just using every fiber of your being to just stay warm, you know? And I can't speak for the other guys, but I would get brain freeze. And I knew I had a line to say or a piece of script, and the thought process going to my mouth was sometimes really, really hard.
When you first stepped out there in the snow and you're really feeling the wind, you're wearing everything and it's going straight through you.
Yeah.
What was going through your head?
I remember thinking to myself that I'm gonna stand out here longer than I need to because I'll never stand out in this kind of weather again on purpose. I'll just go inside.
That's right. It was this time last year we started shooting it. As we got closer and closer, I thought I've made a huge mistake. The last thing I wanted to do was go up to northeast British Columbia, and minus 40 degrees the first week. And I remember after the first day, I remember thinking, we're never going to finish this film. Cameras were seizing up, cranes were seizing up, but we got through it.
We need a fire, then we find food. If we don't move and work now, we're all freeze to death.
You know, we really had, on the mountain in particular, you know, all the plane crash stuff, we had about 5 hours of light every day because you had 8 hours total. It took you an hour to get up the mountain, 2 hours to get your gear together, and then everything else was you. So you were really running. But you know what? That kind of propulsion, that kind of schedule, actually lent itself really well to this because you don't want to hang out in that weather if you don't have to. And we all had boots. I had boots that I would put a bare foot in. You didn't put socks on because they were rated to negative 60 degrees. So it was pretty heavy. But again, you see it in the movie. You can't fake that.
The guys are saying that, you know, they had a bonding experience like they've never experienced before on set.
Yeah, and me too. I made this 55 films now, and this is the closest bonding I've ever felt with these guys. I miss them, and we shot the film a year ago. I really miss them.
We can get to that tree line. We can better defend ourselves. Go! Hold on!
I put them in the same snowcat in between takes, and so they were forced to sit with one another whether they liked it or not, and sometimes for hours at a time because we'd have. You know, we had complete whiteouts on that mountain where I couldn't see from me to you.
We figure out what way is south, and we start walking.
This will be one of those wild stories you tell at a party.
Well, you knew what you were going to
A
get
couple of the
into.
guys in the cast are English, and even they didn't pussy. Which is amazing.
Really
Amazing.
remarkable. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, it's amazing, the accents, you can hardly tell. They're not American, but the thing that really would have stood out is if they had crumbled in the way that I
So
expected
cold.
they would.
Yes,
so cold, my hands are...
Right.
Thank you. Well, I am a British citizen, so I appreciate
Oh, nice.
Ouch, should have saved that for interview 3.
How are we going to deal with this?
We take them on, one at a time.
What does it take for you to say yes to a script? Is it the challenge that you're going to face?
But this one it was, yeah. It certainly wasn't dollars and cents. And I had such a good time with Joe on the A-Team. And I love a alpha male director. He's a throwback to those guys in the 30s and 40s. He's the governor, he's the boss on set, you know?
I thought I was the captain of the team, but apparently Liam is now. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, yeah. No, again, you always want the guy that's like becomes the standard bearer and becomes the kind, almost like the pace car, and everybody kind of drafts off him. And Liam and his willingness to be out there and sit in that snowcat and be cold and not complain, he never complained once. When other guys see that, you know, when other actors see that, very quickly you know there's a communal sense of like, okay, we're all in this together. No one's going to squawk about being cold or bitch about this or that. And that's what happened. And so having Liam there, listen, there's no way we'd have shot this film in 40 days if I didn't have that kind of attitude from Liam.
What genre of film do you like best?
I do like action films, yeah, I do. As a kid, I adored westerns, you know, John Ford westerns especially. John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, all those, Henry Fonda. I loved that cowboy genre, you know, which seems to have disappeared for now, but I'm sure it'll come back again.